Hey everybody, Lance here, wheeling with the Wendy's. Since we're out here in the open, quiet desert, I thought it would be a good time, since we get a lot of questions on Rubie, what the upgrades were, what she is, and everything we've done to her. So I guess I'll do a walk around. First I'll show you a walk around of her herself, and then I'll go through and explain what all we've done to her. All right, so starting off, she's a 2015 Wrangler JK Unlimited Rubicon. We got a Rubicon because we wanted some of the features that come with them. The sway bar disconnect and originally the gearing. I'll talk a little more about that. But we started out with it totally stock because we wanted something that was unmolested, wasn't beat up. It came from Canada. It was a one owner, and it was in really good shape when we got it. Only had 50-some thousand miles on it. It was 7 years old, so less than 10,000 miles a year, which was really nice. We've since put a good bit on that, probably 25,000, something like that. But to start off, we've done this kind of in stages, so those of you who have been watching us know that we've been adding stuff here and there, but our first stage was really just to do a lift and tires, just to kind of give it a little more clearance. We started out with a AEV 2.5-inch lift and 35-inch tires on fuel wheels, and since then we've upgraded. So now it's kind of a Frankenstein of lifts. It's not a particular company. We still have some of the AEV stuff, but we had Terraflex springs added on. I think it was Terraflex, and a couple other little things to give it the higher lift. It's now about 4 to 4.5 inches. We did the RPM whole front end of steering aluminum, and did the flip kit on this side to get the geometry right when we upped the suspension. We had our first round of stuff was done by Summit in Prescott Valley, Arizona, and all the other work that we had done, most of the other work was done by Chris at Lightbright. If you guys don't follow Lightbright and you're into Jeep stuff, they're a fun couple, and Chris and Beck do a lot of the work on stuff now, and they do an awesome job. We're super happy with what they did. Trying to think of where to start. I guess right here with the wheels. When we upgraded, we did Cooper STT Pro 37-inch by 1250s on 17-inch rims. They're Dirty Life bead locks, and we wanted the bead locks because two reasons. One, so we could air down farther and not worry about debeading the tire, and two, because our last rims were really not made for off-road, and they got torn up pretty bad. So if it gets real bad, we can always have that ring replaced on the outside, but it helps protect the wheel a whole lot better. Coming around, we did Next Venture. We did a lot of parts by Next Venture, you'll hear that. We did aluminum bumpers front and rear, and the aluminum skid on the bottom to protect the electronic sway bar disconnect. The front bumper was really started because the bumper we originally had was from Weston, and it wasn't set up for flat towing. And now that we have the truck camper and flat tow, this one has a steel inner part, kind of like an inner skeleton, with the aluminum skin on the outside, and they do an awesome job. I can't talk enough about them. Look at those welds. They're just beautiful. We got a worn winch light bar that we had originally that I put on this bumper, just because we do a lot of boondocking and out in the desert. It gets pretty dark, so finding our spot is not easy in the dark with just regular headlights. Little stuff like put the black trim around everything. We started off with a black and white theme, and we're kind of going towards the aluminum now. As far as the gearing, we changed that from the 410 to 513 gears. It's a little bit big for what we have, the 37s. It does great crawling, highway driving. We probably would have gone 488. May still do that. We'll see. The front axle was trussed and gusseted to give it strength. Not sure how much that'll come out, but we replaced the hubs when we had everything done. The axle shafts are 10 factory 1350s. Those were replaced all around. We also did, you're not going to see it, but we did the Power Stop Z36 brake kit with braided stainless lines. Made a huge difference. Going down some steep grades, you had to stand on the brakes. Now it's pretty simple, very easy. The fender replacement, they were just cheapos from Amazon. They got little fins in them. That was just something to add on. Eventually we're going to get the next venture, when they come out with them, we'll do aluminum there too, trying to lighten the load. Also did next venture rock sliders. These are steel. They're welded on, and the tube is slugged with solid 1.25 inches, I think, aluminum. So they're pretty indestructible. Drive shafts. I don't know if you'll be able to see them, but we did JE Reel 1350 front and rear drive shafts. While I'm down here, we also did Next Venture's, not sure if I can get that, full skid plate. All aluminum with UHMW on it, which is a kind of a plastic like a Delrin. Slides right over rocks and it helps protect the aluminum from getting gouged up. Got rock crawler control arms front and rear. Adjustable. Everything we did was adjustable. Probably get it back here better. Not the best at videoing, so please excuse me. Got Poison Spider differential covers on the front and rear. And we got the Falcon 3.3 adjustable shocks. Also did the skids on the bottom of the shocks. The fronts also have skids welded on. Also did inner fender liners. I toyed around with just leaving them out, but I didn't want rocks and stuff getting up in the engine area. Did a MagnaFlow catback exhaust, which again, not sure if it'll come out, but that's under there. What that does for us, gives a little sound, but back here is where the original muffler was, and they always get crushed, so got rid of those. We also did a Best Top Sunrider top instead of the tops that come on it that are removable. As full timers, it's hard to find somewhere to store them, so this way they just flip up, super easy, makes it like a convertible. Got our jack on the hood. Haven't used it. They're not the safest, they're dangerous, but we've got it if we ever need it. Put a roof rack on the top just for carrying our traction pads and axe, stuff like that we don't want inside. On the back we got the TerraFlex tire carrier, heavy duty one, because that big old 37-inch tire and rim are not light. Got a Rotopax gas tank on there for if we get on the trails Little tip to everybody, don't leave gas in these. I had one almost explode on me from the heat. Inside, got just a cheap Amazon little fold down shelf. Inside, I wired in all the way back to here. Can't see it, but there's a 12-volt distribution block, and I ran 2-aught wire all the way back from the battery and mounted a Moab dual piston compressor. Along with, in that bag there, I have the hoses for all 4 wheels to air up at one time, which is super nice. The dual compressor works really well, and having all 4 of them at the same time pumped up puts them all at the same pressure. In order to recalibrate due to the gearing and the tire size, we put on the Super Chips flashback module. Allows you to choose what gearing you have and tire size so that your speedometer is correct. Changes the shift points just a little bit. Not quite enough for me, but it works. And we also put a Banks pedal monster in, which doesn't do anything tuning wise, but it does give you a little more, I guess, the way the gas feels. Makes it feel a little sportier. Old Man Emu steering stabilizer. What else? I think that's kind of it. I'm sure I'm missing something, but thought I would at least put something out here because we get a lot of questions on this and our solar system and our rig itself. Maybe this will answer some questions. If not, it's something for us to just keep and watch. Of course, you gotta have stickers. I'm a big sticker person. I like stickers. But that's Rubie. She's given us lots of fun, gets to take us out on trails. Number one, that are fun. We like doing rock crawling and some of the more difficult stuff, but it also gets us out to places where we can go hiking and there's nobody out there. Get away from the touristy areas. We love doing hiking in more remote locations, and this allows us the opportunity to do that. We've gone to some slot canyons that were just unbelievable. Nobody there. All kinds of nice hiking. Of course, there's little tiny doodads, little hinge covers, and put these little inserts in the doors. Little stuff like that. Little protector cover there for when the hood goes up. Replace the hood latch. The ones that come on it rattle too much. I also, to set it up for towing, had to add these 2 shackles. They're rated for 3,600 pounds each for our safety cables. Wasn't super happy about having this hang down there, but I had to have our breakaway cable for the braking system. It's kind of tucked up in there. If we have to replace it after beating it up, I have an extra one. And then we also have the Demco Stay and Play Duo braking system, which is really nice. I'll show you in here. There's a little module right there, and that toggle switch is all that needs to be flipped when we set it up for towing. It goes in neutral, the transfer case goes in neutral, and then it goes back into park, and that's it. flip the switch, hook everything up, and she's ready to tow. Really happy with the way it tows. We were kind of worried with it having big tires on it and everything, but it tows great. On the rig, I had to do a 10-inch lifted hitch because of the height of the Jeep. I had to lift it up to get it level. But that's Rubie. She's been a great Jeep. I think we're going to keep her for a long time. Anyway, we've been asked a lot for a video on it, so I figured I'd do a little walk around. Bye, guys.